Again, just to make sure we're moving in the right direction here, let's listen to it without the sample. It's always good to double check these things. Cool. Add in the sample. Come on. Come on. No kick sample. Kick sample. All right, today we're going to be taking a look at my Studio Kit Drums sample pack because, one, it's awesome, and I haven't really done a video where I've gone through it, but two, because I have now partnered with drumsampleshop.com and merged my pack into their catalog. So if you, from this point forward, want to pick up the sample pack, you'll go to drumsampleshop.com. My website also links to drumsampleshop.com, so you can really get it either way. But they have taken my pack and basically made it more user-friendly and added a few extra features to it. So I will say, if you've already purchased the pack, you should have gotten an email that will essentially give you the new upgraded version. Now there's some presets in there. So what I thought we'd do is first just take a look at what you get inside the pack when you pick it up, and two, pull open a couple drum sessions that were recorded in different rooms with different kits and show you what adding these samples can do, especially using the presets. I'm going to use Trigger 2 and just basically load up the presets that were made with the Studio Kit samples, kick and snare, and yeah, we can hear sort of a before and after and what you can do with it, see what you guys think. Let's jump right in. I'm going to take my hat off because I feel like anytime I wear headphones, the hat messes with the quality of what I hear. Oh my God, it's so much better. Let's look inside this drum pack here. In my drum samples folder, I have ANDREWMASTERS Studio Kit. That's what you'll get when you download it. You open it up and you got some subfolders in here. Pretty self-explanatory. We've got the documentation folder, which has some readmes to sort of get you up and running. This will just explain what comes in the kit, gives you some background on what exactly was recorded and the details on that kind of stuff. And then next to it, you have the presets readme, which is a new addition because the original sample pack did not have presets, and now we have presets for Ableton, Logic, Battery, and Trigger, which is freaking awesome. So hopefully this will be much more usable for songwriters, producers, and recording engineers as well. There's instructions on here as to how to install the presets. You can see the other folders. We have DSS one-shots. That's the Drum Sample Shop one-shots. Basically, they just took some of the samples and made them like songwriter ready. They put like some reverb and some effects on them that just take it. They're fully processed. So those are a little more quick access versions of the one-shots. Inside the loops folder, you can find all of the drum loops. There's over 600 drum loops at 10 different tempos in here. And in each one, you're going to find full kit loops, kick and snare loops, kick, snare, hat, some additional tom stuff, maybe some cymbal stuff. Each folder's a little bit different, but there's a ton of options in there to just drag stuff in and start writing. So that's really cool. Presets. These are all of the preset folders. So in the waves folder, what we have is all of the raw samples and one-shots. There's also going to be folders that have the individual microphones for every sample, so you can grab like the overhead mic. You can see I've got combo hits. These are pretty cool. Now these are going to be useful if you're building out your own drum part, just drag and drop style. We've got cymbal hits in here, floor tom, all the individual drums. And then as you can see inside the drum folder, you have the microphones. So this has the actual different velocities and all of the microphones included on them, which is very, very useful when you want to like do your own versions of the samples. So that's what comes inside the Studio Kit folder. That's the layout. Let's go ahead and jump into a song here. All right, so this first track is a track that I recorded at Sweetwater's studio in Studio A there. It's a big room. They've got a big Rupert Neve console. And I had Nick DiVirgilio play. We picked out a drum kit. We tried to match the vibe of the original song as closely as possible. And it's a pretty cool and unique drum sound on the original track. I think we did a fairly good job. I just want to add in some of these samples to sort of bring it up to the next level. So we're going to do that. Let's start with the snare drum. So I've got my snare sample track here. I've got trigger pulled up. And yeah, you can see right here in the browser, these are all of my drum sample sort of folders that I have, but you can see the ANDREWMASTERS Studio Kit right at the top. And looking for the presets, boom, presets right there. And then we have trigger 2, boom. The preset files are the blue files that say PR. So we're going to go ahead and double click on snare. And it's all loaded up, so we can jump over into triggering and check this out. So this is all of the individual mics that were sampled on this drum. Let's listen to it now without the snare drum sample in, and then I'll pull it in. We'll hear the difference. So here's without the snare drum. Sounds cool. Let's add in the snare sample now. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Oh, yeah. Oh. So I just flipped all the phase. It sounds a little bit better with the phase flipped on the sample. Sometimes when you get into the sampling, you got to check the phase because that'll can sometimes really, really help. Okay, so now what I'm going to do, this is the great thing about the presets, is all these files are already loaded up, so I can actually mess around with the blend of the mics. And there's some cool mics in here. So I'm going to take and try to make up for what I feel is lacking in the original recording. And so I'm going to pull the snare bottom, this blaster mic down a little bit. Let's listen to that. All right, I'm really liking the snare top mic really hot. Fun fact about the snare top mic, I used a Mojave Audio MA300, which is a large diaphragm condenser tube mic on the snare top. That's why it sounds like that. It sounds amazing. That's the David Royer take on a U67 for those who find that stuff interesting. Again, just to make sure we're moving in the right direction here, let's listen to it without the sample. It's always good to double check these things. Cool. Add in the sample. Come on. Come on. That sounds so good. So I'll probably grab the output here. I've got automation on my sample track, so I'm going to pull the output of trigger and just kind of blend it down. I love the close intimacy of the sample, though. Just like nice and... Sounds great. Okay, let's do the kick drum. Let's mute both samples for now, and we'll just listen to the kit for perspective here. Drum kit, no kick sample. And again, I'm just using the kick out mic on that. All right, so we're going to go in here. And by the way, if you didn't know, to find your pack, you go into settings, and you go to where it says select base directory, and you just choose the folder that you keep your samples in. I actually have a folder on a dedicated drive called Drum Samples, and I keep that over here on my favorites side of my Mac OS so that it's super easy to get to, and that's my root folder. So I can go to browser and just see all of my samples, all the different libraries that I have, and can easily jump into the one that I'm looking for. So let's go to presets, and let's hear the kick drum preset on here. Again, for refresher, no kick sample. Kick sample. Fantastic. Let's listen to some of these individual sounds here. If we go into settings, I think you can turn on audition, which allows you to sort of just hear them individually. we're just doing kick out, so I'm going to pull up the kick out on here and see how that jives with the original. Come on. So good. Let's listen if we add in the kick in. Ooh. Beautiful. Okay, so we'll find a nice little blend here. That sounds really nice. Pull the overhead down. Yeah, that's really nice with a little bit of that mono microphone here. Because this is, for this particular song, it does have kind of that mono room sound to it. So that's with the sample. I pull the see if there's automation. Yeah, there's automation on this. So I'll ride the volume output on trigger. Now I'll add in that snare sample again. Sounds awesome. Let's hear some of the drum sample shop presets that they made. Let's do the snare drum. Let's clear all these. Clear all slots. Yes, let's do just, and this will just be one thing. Oh, that sounds great. Fantastic. Pull it up. Oh, yeah. Amazing. And that's just like, that's got some compression, EQ, and probably some reverb and stuff on there. So it's just like drag and drop. God, it sounds so good. Okay. And let's hear the kick version. I'd love to hear that. Clear all the slots. Fun fact, if you hold Option and you click any of these little slots here, you can clear all of them simultaneously. All right, so we're going to go out of the presets folder, go to the drum sample shop one shots, and kick. Boom. All right. Hear that? Pull my volume up a little higher. Just for fun, last time, no samples. Samples. Just takes it right to the next level. Fantastic. Makes mixing a lot more fun. Love that. Okay, let's switch to a different track and hear how they sound. So this next song was recorded here in my room, and I did the drums. I believe I used the same drums on this recording that I actually used in the samples. Actually, you know what? I used a different snare drum. I think I used a Black Beauty snare drum on this recording. So this will be like a cool contrast. Here are the drums without the sample. Sound so good. Oh my gosh. I'm really biased towards my room and my stuff. Let me know what you think down below. All right, now let's add in this sample. Let's see. We got trigger here. Go in. Let's start with that one shot again. That was nice. I think, can you double click? No, you got to drag it on there. Boom. Okay. So we've got that. All right, here's without the sample. Again, great sounding snare. I mean, great sounding drums already. Oh yeah, it's like a really nice compliment. I'm gonna flip the phase, see what happens. this is probably weird. The way I'm monitoring with the headphones, it's kind of tough to tell on the phase, but I think it sounds better flipped on here. Man, does that sound really nice together. Oh. And it's amazing how well they work together. Literally different snares. Here's without. And with. Oh, come on. So good. All right, here's in the context of the song. All right, let's jump to a more interesting part of the song where it gets picks up a little bit. That organ in there. All right, let's hear that without the snare sample. Sounds sick. With the sample. Man, the body of that sample sounds so good. So the snare that is being sampled is a Gretsch bell brass. It's so good. So yeah, what do you think? That's 2 different tracks of drums recorded in different places, 2 different kits, different snare drums with the kick and snare sample, and I love it that we used the Drum Sample Shop one-shots, and then we used the presets. Yeah, let me know what you think down below real quick. I forgot to actually play some of the loops. So the idea with the loops is that you can just, once you know the general pace and tempo of the song, you just open up a BPM in that ballpark, grab just a random kit, drop it into the session, and just start rolling. And not get caught up in like too much of the computer stuff. You know, just throw it in there and get the idea out, and then move on. And it's great that you can grab the full kit. You can grab kick, snare, hat. There's tom loops in here. Let's see what we got. Super productive for producers and songwriters and track guys or gals who are just throwing together songs to get the ball rolling and get the parts out and then move on with your day. Don't get too bogged down in any of the specific plugins and stuff. But yeah, that's a quick little walk through deep dive of the pack. It's cool that the presets also include Ableton and battery. So if you like to use your fingers and doing the drumming and stuff like that, I don't know how it works in Ableton. Ableton's a mystery to me. And of course, Drum Sample Shop has a ton of other drum sample libraries and packs that are all very special and unique. The US-UK version is freaking awesome. You can grab a handful of those packs. Again, use the code MASTERS at checkout and you get 15% off the total checkout. I hope you guys love it. I want to say thank you to everyone who has picked it up already. I'm insanely grateful to you. It's been really fun seeing you guys send in little clips of songs you've made using the pack. I strongly encourage you to do more of that. In fact, if you do, maybe we'll use it in some content either here on the channel or on Instagram or something like that. Tons of fun, and you guys are very, very creative. I know each and every one of you has like your own special thing that you excel at, and I definitely do not. So it's fun seeing how you use them. I'm grateful for all of you guys for watching, picking up the pack, supporting us and what we do. It's just a gift. So thank you very much. Link to it down in the description. I'll see you in the next video. Hit the like button, subscribe. Bye.